Keeping yourself well hydrated while hiking and backpacking is absolutely essential. And with all the water carriers to choose from, how do you decide? Water bottle or water bladder? Let's talk about that. With all the different ways that you can carry water, transport water, store water, it really leaves you with some great options so that you can decide what you feel comfortable with and you can decide what you think is going to work better for your system, how lightweight or how heavy you don't mind going. So let's go over some of the different aspects that you do have and go over some of the pros and cons so that you can make the best decision moving forward. So let's talk about water bladders real quick. This is mine right here, and I'll get into it a little bit further down the road there. I absolutely love it. It's worked really well for me, and who knows, it might work well for you. Some of the pros that go along with it, obviously, one, you're able to carry a little bit more water, which basically lengthens the time that you have to stop and keep on filtering. The ease of access as well to maintain a better level of hydration comes absolutely essential on those hot and humid days as well. The fact that the tube or the nozzle is sitting right across your chest, you can continue on the move without having to stop or slow down, take a few drinks of water and continue on your way there. Another really nice positive is the fact that this is primarily stored inside your backpack. You're able to keep it out of the elements. The sun, the heat, cold weather as well definitely does affect your water a little bit, and how it tastes for yourself as well. So the fact that this is kept out of those elements is definitely another positive to go along with the water bladder. Now, with all things, they do have some negatives to go along with it. One of those is obviously carrying more water means it's going to be a little bit heavier. You got to figure it's about 2 pounds per liter of water. So calculate that into how much water you figure you want to carry. Another one of the cons is you can't see how much you're drinking and how much you have left in the water bladder itself. So suddenly, you could go dry on this thing and it could be a big surprise to you. And lastly, of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to refill, filter water and refill your bladder. You're going to have to empty the contents of your backpack, take this out, refill it, and then repackage your backpack all up again. Some people like myself, I don't find it a major inconvenience. I'm able to kind of distance out how much water I really go through. But again, that comes down to each and every individual person and how much water you think you're going to drink during the day. Coming on over to water bottles now. This is the Nalgene that I carry with me. You guys have seen it in some of my past videos. Some of the pros to go along with carrying water bottles as opposed to water bladders, right off the bat, is you're going to be able to carry less weight. Obviously, this is a 1 liter bottle. If I carry 2 of those, it's 2 liters, while as I carry a 2 liter bladder all by itself. So that's something definitely to think about there. Another positive is you'll know exactly how much water you're drinking and how much water you have left, so that you can look at your map, your guidebook, and decide, what stream is going to be nice and viable to where you can refilter and refill on water there. And of course, the ease of refilling as well. You don't have to take it out of your backpack. It's typically sitting on one of the side mesh pockets on your backpack there. So you're able to just pop it right out, refill it, and continue on your way. Some of the cons that you're going to have, some of the negatives that you're going to have with water bottles is obviously you're going to have to carry less water. That's kind of a pro and a con. It kind of goes both ways with it. On one hand, you're able to carry less weight. On the other hand, you might have to stop more frequently to constantly refill your water bottles as well. Another one of those, it's going to be a little bit harder to actually reach around your side and grab the water bottle in order to get a drink. Now, there's lots of different backpacks out there with the different carriers, whether it's the mesh pocket on the side. I know some of them have them up on the top. I know with Osprey backpacks, they've kind of simplified things. So with the mesh pockets on the side, it actually gives you horizontal access, which makes it a little bit easier to grab your water bottles there. And last but not least, of course, these are going to be left out in the elements. Since they're on the exterior of your backpack, they're going to be affected by the sun, the heat, and obviously the cold a little bit more than the bladder inside your backpack. So you really have to take these things into consideration when coming to the decision moving forward of what you think is going to better suit your needs. So why don't I go over what I carry for my own system. Now, obviously, like I talked about before, I do carry a 2-liter Platypus water bladder. One of the big reasons I got this is I wanted to have the ease of access with water, and I'd rather have some of the water than not have enough of it. You know, I've gone plenty of times before where, 15 miles or so before there was actually a viable water source, to where, I had to, kind of be drink my water a little bit sparingly. However, just knowing that I had plenty of water on me just gave me some really good mental confidence and that positive mental attitude. It's worked really well for me, and one of the big reasons as well, I got the Platypus. This is the 2-liter hoser by Platypus. One of the big reasons I got this is because it's actually compatible with my water filter. And I will talk about my water filter in a later video so you guys can see what I do carry as far as water filtration goes. However, as opposed to just carrying the 2-liter water bladder, I actually do bring a Nalgene to go along with it. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that's crazy, you're carrying so much water, that's so much weight, but I have some good reasons why. It's sitting on my back, it's not exposed to all the elements. I primarily use this as my drinking water. My Nalgene is stored on the side of my backpack, and I use this as cooking water, cleaning water for my mess kit, and as well, it's nice to know that I have at least about a half a liter left of emergency water for those days that I have to go a great distance before being able to refill all these as well. Now, with this, obviously 2 pounds per liter, I'm sitting at 4 pounds with water just with this one water bladder. With my water bottle here, my Nalgene, certainly there's times where I do fill it up all the way if my pack is nice and light to begin with. However, there's plenty of times where I'll just fill it up halfway just to make sure I have plenty of water for lunch, or if it's a hot and humid day, just to have a little bit of excess water with me to make sure those hot and humid days I'm well hydrated, just in case I go through my water a little bit more quickly than usual. Now, kind of going back to not knowing how much you have left, over time you kind of get an idea of how long it takes you to go through one of these. Now, obviously, some days you might drink more water than others, but at least it gives you an idea of how many miles you're able to go before you have to stop and refill. I don't mind having to take this out of my backpack just to refilter water. My water filter itself is very convenient and very fast, to where I can basically, in less than 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes tops, I'm able to empty the contents of my backpack, refill my water bladder, pack everything up, and get on the way. So it also comes down as what type of water filter that you do have. And again, I like to call this my walking billboard for a reason. It's kind of an art piece for me. This is the water system that I do carry with me. Again, drinking water, cooking, cleaning, and emergency water to go along with it. It's worked well for me so far. You've seen this set up plenty of times in my past videos on my backpacking trips. And you know what? It's something that I'm probably going to keep for the foreseeable future. I just like the convenience to where I can maintain a better level of hydration, just taking sips of water every few minutes, as opposed to having to stop or slow down just to reach over to my side and grab one of these out of my backpack. So I hope you guys enjoy this video here. Definitely feel free to ask me any questions that you do have, as opposed to, some other reasons why I chose this system. Leave me any comments as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for following along, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Baba Ganoush out. How's it going, guys? Baba Ganoush here. I hope you liked that video. Definitely feel free to subscribe for more content. Check the links in the description below, and always feel free to like, comment, and share. Ask me any questions that you guys might have. I'm always here to help you guys out. Talk to you guys soon. Baba Ganoush out.